The Fabfilter Pultec EQ is here, and it's free for all users that own Pro Q3. So I replicated the UAD Pultec EQ using Fabfilter Pro Q3 and Saturn 2. You don't need to have Saturn 2 in order to use this, but it helps if you want the tube sound as well. I put this in a Wave StudioRack, which you can download below for free. If you're unfamiliar with StudioRack, it's a free plugin by Waves where you can load all your VST3s and you can make different chains and create presets. And you also get these macro knobs, which I took advantage of to replicate the EQP-1A. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but let me just show you what's going on inside of this rack before we get into some audio demos. If you download the EQ, it's going to look like this when you open it up. But if you switch to the rack view, you can see what's going on inside. It starts with a Saturn 2, which I just have a warm tube on the lows and the highs, and this tube macro right here is going to be how much tube you want to introduce to the plugin. You then have two Pro Q3s. The first is going to have almost everything except for on the second one right here, you're going to have the low attenuation. I couldn't fit it all in one because there was not enough macros. So I had to split it in two. I tested it. Sounds exactly the same as if I had it all in one. Now let me show you the mess that's going on in these macros. This is what's going on every time you turn one of these knobs. Very, very, very precise to replicate the UAD Pultec EQP-1A, but I made a few little changes that I personally like for my mixes, and I think hopefully you will too. Here's the audio without the Fabfilter Pultec. And when I add it, what you're going to notice is there's a little bit over a dB in gain boost. And I did this because the UAD plugin did it, and I wanted to get as close as possible. Now I'm just going to show you the low boost, the high boost, how it works, and then we're going to compare it to the exact same settings in the UAD plugin. All right, let's compare it to the UAD plugin. But when we listen to it, fair warning, they are going to sound a little bit different, and this is intentional. I changed the curve of the low attenuation and the high attenuation just a little bit to give what I think is a beefier sound, and also leaves usually more headroom. So these are completely level matched, and this is what it sounds like with the exact same settings engaged. All right, let's listen to one other section of the song that has some horns. I'm going to show you one more audio example, then we're going to hop into a mix where I use this on all the stems. First, we'll listen with no Fabfilter or UAD Pultec on it. All right, now I'll put them both on and let's compare. Pretty sick. So obviously they're going to sound a little bit different because I made some changes. But before we get to the mix, let me show you one more example of how close these can actually get. So if we look at this analyzer here using a Pro Q3, I have the UAD and sidechain. So every move that we make on this, you're going to see the difference in the frequency spectrum. If I start playing it, you're going to see that they line up perfectly from the beginning. Now I'm going to boost halfway up the lows and highs on the UAD Pultec. And you can see the difference. And if I match that with the low boost and the high boost, look at it now. Now, this is going to sound like crap, but just for science, look at it with everything all the way up. All right, that's enough of that. Let's hop into how I would mix with this. Now, I put a Fabfilter Pultec EQ on every stem in this session. There's only 7 of them. I put it on the vocals, the synths, the drums, the kick specifically, and also the bass. So let's listen to a mix where I used nothing but the Fabfilter Pultec EQ.
Running, running, running for the hills 'cause I'm a sinner. You know I'm fine, swear to God, that's a sign that I'm a winner. Every time I look, every time I fall, I put it on myself, I put it in the song. I wrote it on the wall, and all it says is I'm a sinner. Put a spell on you.
Pretty drastic difference. Now keep in mind, this is gain matched. So actually, with the Pultec EQ mix version, it's a little bit quieter. Let's go back and forth on just one more section of the song so you can really hear the difference. And there you have it, the Fabfilter Pultec EQ, yours free down below. If you want to donate something for this, you're welcome to, but it's free for all. Now, if this is your first time using a Wave StudioRack, let me quickly show you how to set it up so this works flawlessly. If you open it up, it'll look like this. The first time you do this, you do need to scan for your VST3s. So you just hit these bars over here, go to VST3, scan plugins if you want to scan everything, or you can scan a single plugin if you don't want to wait and know the ones that you need to select, like, for example, Pro Q3 and Saturn 2 if you're using this. Once it's scanned, just hit this preset area here, hit load, and then load the preset that you just downloaded. And everything should work perfectly. Let me know if it's not. I'll try and help you out. If you want me to make more racks, let me know what you're looking for below and I'll try and get into it. All right, y'all.